Lucky på innerspår, 4 Lyle Creek har ett övertag på utsidan. 4 Lyle Creek, 5 Lucky på, 3 Poetic Image. De kommer här sista biten in mot mål och klar ledning The Freak. Lyle Creek.
Hello everybody and welcome to our coverage of the 2001 Elite Lopp all the way from Solvalla Raceway in Stockholm, Sweden. This year the prestigious trotting event celebrates its 50th year, first run back in 1952 in front of a crowd of 17,000 people. This year, they expect twice that many on course to watch the running of this most prestigious trotting event. The Elite Lopp series is not entirely without history in this part of the world. Going back to 1996, Pride of Petite finished 6th in the Rich Series after scraping into the final with a 4th place finish in her heat, and 3 years later Special Force contested a runoff but failed to qualify. A little bit of history there for New Zealand's entries. Probably none more with the fame and glory as Lyle Creek, who just on 3 hours ago competed in his qualifying runoff. Of course, he was drawn in barrier 8. This is a look at the field that he was opposed to. Freedom's Umbra had barrier 1. Victory Tilly, a 3's-on favourite on the local tote going into this particular race. The others to watch out for, Attain Royal. It was 13-4 on the local tote. And the local champ, the Australasian champion Lyle Creek, he went to the post at around about a 14-1 shot in that first runoff. I won't give you the result. I'll keep you in some suspense. We'll show you a replay of that in a matter of moments. The second runoff, the second qualifier, again the first 4 going through to the final. Number 1, BVT Magic or BWT Magic, depending on what part of the world you're from. He was the second favourite at 13-4. Varenne, the Italian champion from the outside, went to the post at around a 2-1 on favourite as it lined up about half an hour after the first qualifier. We're about to take you to that first replay where Lyle Creek contested that first qualifier. As I mentioned, he ended up quite rough in the market, about a 14-1 shot. He was drawn on the extreme outside, and it's 1.5 laps of this track over the flying mile. Let's see how the mighty champ went. He needs a top 4 finish to qualify.
Come. Freedom's Umbra quick out behind the gate. On first over, Victory Tilly. On the third lane, not a space case. Victory Tilly pushes himself to the front. Freedom's Umbra in the 2-hole. Not a space case, dropping in third on the rail. Approaching the first quarter pole, Victory Tilly with an easy lead. 3 wide, Fanny Doll with Dennis Shearer coming on. Lyle Creek had a slow start and is trailing the field. On top, still Victory Tilly. Then 2-hole, Freedom's Umbra. First over, Fanny Doll. Second over with cover, Atom Tess. Lyle Creek still trailing the field. Third over is Esa Holopainen with not a space case. Elit Royal have a hard time to get in gear, seeing second to last, and still Lyle Creek trailing the field. Victory Tilly reaching up the first 5/8 of a mile, no movements. Now Elit Royal trying to come out. Sitting behind his back is Lyle Creek. Still Victory Tilly. 2-hole trip by Freedom's Umbra. Pulling third, 3 wide is a contest. And Fanny Doll start fading away. Elit Royal coming 3 wide, and Lyle Creek still trailing the field. And here they come through the last turn, and still Victory Tilly with a good hold on top. Atom Test on the outside, and from far behind Lyle Creek. And coming out of the 3-hole is Solar F putting in a quick burst, and Atom Test second, and still Victory Tilly, but it's Solar F, and Solar F is coming on left, couple of yards, and it's Solar F. Big upset, a very big upset in the first elimination. The winner was Solar F, Victory Tilly second, and Atom Test third, Freedom's Umbra fourth.
Unfortunately, Lyle Creek not qualifying for the Elite Lopp final. I think it's fair to say that he raced without a lot of luck. We will link up with Adam Hamilton relatively shortly, just having trouble to get in contact with him for the time being. But a massive upset here with Solar FA scoring from Victory Tilly, who was expected to roll to the front as he did, but not able to secure victory. Lyle Creek in the end obviously beaten a long way, but things just didn't go his way. Unfortunately, the mighty champ that we have probably all waited up to support tonight won't be going around in the final. Nonetheless, stay with us because we still will bring you live coverage of the Elite Loppet, a very, very famous trotting race. And if you and once you have a look at the second qualifying final, no doubt we'll be well aware of how great these trotters are. As we have a look now at the second qualifier, again the one to watch is from Barrier 8. This time it was the odds-on favourite Varenne, a powerful trotter.
But BWT Magic is answering good. From the outside, 4 wide, we have Varenne, and it is BWT Magic, the Finnish wonder, on top. Coming 3 wide is Varenne, and in the 2-hole we have Frisky Fraser. Second over with cover is Baroon Pepper, and third over with cover is Egon Lavec. Fourth on the rail, Herr Jägermeister, and trailing the field is Jesu Delou. The first 500 meters is 9 and 4. It's a pretty quick tempo in this race, and we still have BWT Magic cutting the mile. No movements in the field. Now they're increasing the speed. Varenne puts on a little pressure here, and Frisky Fraser is trying to stay on the back of BWT Magic. Gapping out is Baroon Pepper and Blue Fighter from Norway. Still BWT Magic on top, Varenne on the outside, and Frisky Fraser in the 2-hole. And it's a tremendous speed, 9.9 5/8 of a mile. And we're coming through the last turn, and Varenne is putting pressure on the outside, and looking like Gianpaolo have a lot of horse left. But also BWT Magic that has been cutting the mile from goal. And here they come. We have Varenne with a head of BWT Magic. From behind, Frisky Fraser and Blue Fighter is trying, but it's Varenne is stepping up with 2 lengths ahead of BWT Magic. It is Varenne. Varenne first, second we had BWT Magic, third Blue Fighter from Norway, and Frisky Fraser.
What a powerful performance by Varenne in that particular qualifier, clearly earning outright favouritism for the final, which is coming up very, very shortly. That was the horse's 51st race start, 43 wins to this powerhouse performer. Il Capitano is its stable name, which means the captain. As we see Varenne coasting away after parking. Won't have to overcome a wide draw in the final, the luxury of Barrier 2. We'll have a look at the entire lineup in just a moment in the Elite Lop. Varenne clearly winning. They did come in at long intervals in both of those qualifiers, and they went very quick times in both of them. We'll find out exactly how quickly when we chat to Adam Hamilton in a moment. But firstly, the field for the Elite Lop. Here it is. Solar FA, Varenne is drawn to, I would say Varenne probably an odds-on and a long odds-on favourite. Victory Tilly, BWT Magic, Atom Tess, Blue Fighter, Freedom's Umbra, and Frisky Fraser. Adam, probably a little bit sad that Lyle Creek hasn't made the final, but what a great atmosphere you must be experiencing over there. They tell me more like a soccer match than a day at the trots.
Yes, good evening to you, Sam, or good morning as it is to you and everyone back in Australia and New Zealand, of course, through trackside. But I can tell you that the atmosphere here is phenomenal. My vantage point, which was well planned, has been swamped, so I'm in a stairwell bringing you this report, but luckily I'm next to a window so I can watch the race. And look, we can talk so much more about Lyle Creek after the race. Connections, Tim and Anthony Butt they were disappointed he missed the final, but they were far from disappointed with his performance. Sam, I can tell you that he ran quite clearly the quickest last 400 of any trotter in the entire series in the 2 heats. So that's saying something. Nothing went right for him in the run. Really disappointing he's not in the final, but I will be brutally honest, he could not possibly beat the favourite Varenne on the performance we saw in the heats. And I've got a betting market when you're ready, Sam.
Yeah, fire away. I imagine long odds on, Adam.
Yes, he is. He's $1.50 favourite Varenne from barrier 2. I know you've explained the barrier draw situation where the heat winners get the better placing in the heat earns you a better draw. Varenne went 153.6 for a mile rate over the flying mile in the heat, and that was just 0.2 of a second outside the world record held by Victory Tilly, set in this race last year for a flying mile for a trotter on a 1,000-metre track. Now into $1.40 for Varenne. Quickly down the page for the people to get a betting guide here. $1.40 Varenne, $3.60 for number 3 Victory Tilly, and BVT Magic, is the way they pronounce it over here, at $7.40. Then you're out to $11.70 for number 1 Solar FA. So they're considered the only possible chances, and my money must be on for Varenne for barrier 2. Sam, so much interest will be in what happens at the start of the race as the arms are folding back on the mobile gate here. They're starting to get into position. Varenne is not a really fast beginner, so Victory Tilly will be trying to burn out and get across. That could create a great race.
Well, it does look fantastic over there, Adam. We'll talk much more after the race. They are warming up. They're moving up behind the mobile barrier. Of course, 8 across the front, 1.5 laps of the Solvala Raceway. Let's see if we can pick up commentary from the course.
Number 4, BWT Magic. Number 5, Atom Tess. Number 6, Blue Fighter. Number 7, Freedom's Umbra. And number 8, Frisky Fraser. They are approaching the gate. And they're on their way, they're off. Going to front is Varenne. No, it's Victory Tilly took over from Varenne. It's showing a great gate speed. Second is Varenne. It's Stig H. Johansson trying to slow back down a little bit. Varenne is second. He's pulling first over. Third over, second over, BWT Magic. Sitting in the 2 hole is Solar FA. Third on the rail, Frisky Fraser. Third with cover is Atom Tess. And fourth on the outside is Freedom's Umbra. On the far inside is Blue Fighter. The first 500 meter, 11.3. Now, it's still no movement. Victory Tilly is cutting it. Varenne, his worst opponent, is on the outside. Gianpaolo Minucci pulled the air plugs. They are drawing ahead of the field, opening up with a length or 2 lengths. And it's really increased the speed on the backstretch. They're heading into the wind that is not too bad just now. Hitting the last 500 meters, and it's a 2-horse fight coming through the last turn. Victory Tilly on top, Varenne on the outside. Both drivers sitting easy, watching. Stig H. Johansson start pushing a little bit on Victory Tilly. Varenne looks like he have maybe a ahead of Victory Tilly. Varenne is putting in an extra effort here, and he's going by Victory Tilly with half a length, coming from behind the Solar FA. But it looks like Varenne, and it's Varenne! Second, tight, maybe photo finish in between Solar F and Victory Tilly. Amazing, this Varenne is some kind of a horse, and he shows that great speed through the last turn. The trainer Juri Turja have really pointed him good for this race, and he really showed it here in the final. Victory Tilly put in a much better effort now in the final than he did in the elimination. And Solar F, he showed that he's not far off from the others. Now we're going to see some happy faces here among the Italian crowd. We have a big crowd of Italian fans here at Solvalla, and they really are keeping Varenne as the big favorite in Italy. He is called the Il Capitano.
What fabulous pictures coming our way from Sweden. A favourites win in the Elite Lop, a champion square gator. Weren't they amazing and humming? A powerful horse. Seemed like he could go another lap, such was the ease of his victory. Adam Hamilton, no surprise with the win, I don't imagine, and a very popular one. I saw the Italian flags waving in the crowd. Unfortunately, we have lost Adam Hamilton. The two horses clearing out. Victory Tilly, known as a speed horse, when Varenne was able to get up outside and eyeball the leader, you were always confident he was going to be able to run past that particular horse. And Solar FA was the other horse that came down the outside to probably snatch second. Here are the scenes from the Solvalla Raceways. We still continue to have a look at this replay. The horse striding away. Isn't that a faultless gait? Amazing pictures to watch. And really, you understand why the square trotter in that part of the world absolutely and utterly reigns supreme. Pandemonium at Solvalla Raceway. We're trying to get Adam Hamilton back on the line. Fantastic win. Adam, fabulous scenes there.
Yeah, look, incredible performance. The race panned out not entirely as we expected, with Victory Tilly getting across to the lead, but it did set the scene for a terrific contest, and it turned out that certainly the best trotter in the world, Sam, got the prize today. Varenne, simply awesome, winning the heat. They went much slower times in the final, probably one of the slowest finals they've had for a long time, but the driver of Varenne, Gianpaolo Minucci, was able to fairly well keep his horse under control until that crunch sprint from the 400 metres, and it was an impressive performance, Sam.
Adam, I'm not sure if you're up to speed with this. I don't want to put you on the spot, but is there any truth to the rumour that the horse actually raced without shoes? He did in the heat and then they were off for the final?
There was a story in the newspaper, in one of the papers over here, to say that was what they were planning on doing, taking off the back shoes for the final. Now, it seems a remarkable move, but apparently that was the tactic they were going to employ. Whether they went ahead with it, it's a little difficult to find out here because people are speaking in about 9 different languages, Sam, so you'd need a full-time interpreter, but that was the story going into the race, and it made headlines over here.
Is Varenne the best trotter in the world, Adam?
There's no doubt about that now. This was the coming together of all the stars from around Europe and Scandinavia, and the only ones missing here are 2 American trotters. The best of those is Magician. Magician, a fantastic horse, but can be risky and needs big tracks like the Meadowlands over a mile to show his best form. So I think we've seen the world champion win today. And the remarkable story about Varenne, apparently over the past 12 months, the horse has matured and filled out so much that he's actually grown size-wise by 50 kilograms. Now, it's remarkable when you consider the average harness horse weighs in at around about the 500 kilogram mark. He's put on another 10% of his body weight.
Adam, an interesting story with Varenne's driver, Minucci Gianpaolo. I think I got the pronunciation right. Not short of confidence.
Yes, you could say that he's an arrogant young man. He arrived here, he actually came across in a Learjet, made a grand arrival in town, and he was actually interviewed in one of the feature papers here, and there was a story asking how much or how important his role in driving the horse was. And he said when it comes to Varenne as a package, he said it's 60-40, 60% the driver, 40% the horse. I would say that he needs to keep his ego in check, Sam.
I think his mathematics is a little bit wayward. Let's not take anything away from Varenne. Obviously, you'll talk to connections afterwards. Is there a likelihood that Varenne will go with Lyle Creek to the United States after the Copenhagen Cup?
They have said no, that's very unlikely. There's so much rich racing here. There's a race in next month, actually, in Milan, which is worth even more than the Elite lot today. Doesn't have the same prestige, but Lyell Creek has actually been invited to go to that race in Milan, and we'll have more about that as soon as the Connections get a chance to consider it. Phenomenal scenes here, Sam. They've just got the trainer. There's a mammoth team of Italians arrived at the hotel we're staying at. They've basically taken it over, and they've now got the trainer in the middle of like a rugby scrum, and they're throwing him up in the air like a football. So I think the celebrations in the hotel are going to be big. Our plans for an early night are right out the window.
There was no such plans for an early night anyway. Let's talk about Lyell Creek. The Copenhagen Cup, is that still the agenda, do you think?
Yes, it is. It's 2 Sundays from now, and it'll be a more suitable race because no Victory Tilly, probably no Varenne. That's the indication we were given before the race. And the way that Etain Royal performed so badly in the heat today, it will probably miss as well. So you're talking about the next level down in Copenhagen. It's still a Grand Circuit race. It's worth 350,000 Aussie dollars in total. So it's a serious race, and that's the plan for Lyell Creek. After that, he's actually booked on a flight 2 days later to go across to the United States, where I think the plan was initially to get him straight across to America and keep racing, Sam, but I think you'll find now they might give him a little bit of a break, a bit of a let-up before having a go at the major trotting races across there in around about the July, August time.
Adam, my understanding was Lyell Creek needed to win the Elite Lop to qualify for the Breeders' Crown, that massive trotting race in America. Is there any other race that will get him eligibility for that particular event?
No, the only option now is to make a late payment fee, which I think is around the 150,000 US range. So I think it's fair to say that Lyell Creek will not be going into the Breeders' Crown, I should say. Disappointing because it is considered up there in the top 2 or 3 trotting races in the world, but at the same time, the guys with the Lyell Creek team are looking at this as a long-term expedition, and it's sobering, I think, to see everything they've had to go through in the 6 weeks or so that the horse has been across here. Make no mistake, since I spoke to you earlier tonight, I've been back into the press room, and the feeling and the respect that the horse gained from his performance today was terrific. We've made a lot of friends here, and they almost felt sorry for us. The horse did not make the final, but the general consensus is disappointment. He missed the final, but no disappointment with his performance. Bad luck was the factor.
Just the reaction from the various people connected with Lyell Creek. Tim Butt, what was his feelings after the race?
Well, we actually sat and watched the race with Tim, and naturally there was some disappointment, but he's probably one of the more level-headed or professional trainers you would come across, and he knew that when they came across here it was going to be a battle. Something that he has been frustrated about, Sam, is the fact that he feels, well, he actually came out with a terrific quote. He said, in the last 2 races here, I feel like we've gone into a fight with our hands tied behind our back. Now, he's not a man to make excuses, but the horse was sick and tired in Oslo, and he's come here today. They felt he was about 90% right, or 98% right, I should say, and nothing has gone right in the run. So they're really saying, bring on Copenhagen, bring on America, and we can show that we're up with the world's best. And it might sound as though I'm trying to talk up his performance, but I really think there's no chance he could have beaten Varenne. Nothing would have beaten Varenne today. But I think it's fair to say that Lyell Creek has a position in the world's best trotters up around the top 5 to 6. So we'll get a chance to see more of that in Copenhagen and then the United States.
Adam, Graham Bruton's reaction, how was he?
Graham was disappointed. The build-up has been so terrific and so enormous all week. They've been treated like absolute gods over here, the entire team. And I think as the race drew closer, the confidence of Tim and Anthony Butt certainly caught up with Graham Bruton, and he maybe raised his expectations a little on what it might have been when the horse first got here. So, yes, disappointed, but ready to move on and look to the next challenge.
We mentioned earlier in our coverage, Adam, that Pride of Petite and Special Force had competed in the Elite Lot previously. I doubt they created the impact Lyell Creek has.
Oh, no possible chance. The turning point as far as Australasian trotters, Petite Evander, actually, the mother of Pride of Petite, also contested the race going back to 1980. But The turning point for Australasian trotters was Night Pistol's trip across here. The whole package. Karen Gaff, the young female driver, and there are no female drivers over here or none that compete at meetings like this. And Night Pistol, the old gelding from down under. He awoke people's sensitivity to the fact we could produce good horses, and the build-up with Laurel Creek has been basically that, you know, this is the best, or certainly up there with the best trotters we've produced down under. So everybody was looking forward to seeing him, and okay, he missed the final, but he wasn't disgraced, and I'm sure he'll show that he is world class in time.
The Italians are certainly enjoying this moment. Varenne, the victorious performer in the Elite Lop. I think it's fair to say, Adam, that, well, all going well, Laurel Creek will be back for another try next year.
There's no doubt about that. Just a couple of formalities. When the horse goes to America, Tim Butt is actually going home in 3 days. So Anthony Butt will officially take over in the record books as the trainer. And Anthony intends to stay maybe for as long as 6 months in America, training a bit of a team of horses there and obviously looking after Laurel Creek as well. When the horse comes back to Europe next year, there is talk about him being transferred to one of the stables here for about a 3-month campaign. So even though they may not have got quite the results, but not that they expected, but what they might have hoped for here, they're looking forward to round 2 next year, and I can only hope that I can come back, because this has been an experience beyond anything I could have possibly expected, Sam. I really think as far as these meetings go, the New Zealand Cup is unmatched in Australasian harness racing, but this has made it look like, well, a sideshow act compared to what we've seen today. The difference is over here that maybe 20 or 30% of people at home know exactly all about the racing when they go there. There's a lot of social people. Here, it's a passion, it's part of society, and they love it, they understand the times, and they know all the personalities.
Adam, you mentioned Tim was going home in a couple of days. Given that your love affair for Sweden, when are you coming home?
Well, if I had it my way, probably in around 2005, but no, look, at this stage I won't be staying for the Copenhagen Cup. It's just stretching the luck a little bit, Sam, and I've got to get home for the Breeders' Crown weekend at Bendigo. Really looking forward to that one, but fair to say I'll be looking for some eye drops if you can post me some down, because I'm only getting back a day or so before it.
Not a problem, Adam. Thank you very much for your time. I hope you enjoy the rest of your trip over there. Of course, it was very disappointing we didn't see Laurel Creek in the final, but we'll continue to follow his progress. And the Copenhagen Cup, you reckon, huh?
Yeah, that's the one. We'll see if we can find one of the websites and have a bet over here on the Copenhagen Cup, Sam. Great to be with you tonight, and hi to everyone back home. And, well, we've got our chins down a little bit, but the champ wasn't disgraced.
Yeah, thanks very much, Adam. Well, obviously, when you're away from home, you miss plenty of the news, and one very sad moment this week was the passing of arguably the greatest pacer of all time, Popular Arm. We put together this little tribute for In the Gig. We thought some of our late-night viewers might enjoy it. Here it is.
Popular Arm and out after Gammalite. He's going to Gammalite quickly. Popular Arm raced to Gammalite, and in one stride has swept to the front. And the Giant Killer's got in a reverse clear. Popular Arm at the 400-metre mark. He's raced 2. He's raced 3 lengths in front. Gammalite can't offer any resistance, and further back Roll 3. Then Lascaville must be the greatest in the world. Straightening up Popular Arm. He's streaked away. He's 5 lengths in front of Gammalite. Then Roll 3, and then Laskin. But look at this mighty horse go up the home straight. Possibly the world's greatest. Popular Arm, 20 metres in front of Gammalite. Then Roll 3 followed further back by Fearless Kick. But welcome back, Poppy. You've done it again. Popular Arm streaking away for the Winfield Cup.
It is often said that opinions are like a certain outward-pointing facial feature. Everybody has one. But from time to time, opinions wash over to cold, hard facts. An example, Popular Arm was the greatest horse of his era. Simply no argument. For some,